Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Health 360. On the show this week, medical Twitter and social media is on fire after a study indicated a link between childhood vaccinations and autism. We explore that controversy which has got everybody divided on what really is the possible link. Also on the show, an India Today magazine special. Back pain today is a huge health problem in the country, assuming epidemic proportions. Also, a special conversation with celebrity dietitian Richa Gangani on her viral 21-day anti-inflammatory concoction and a challenge that promises to reduce fat in 21 days. That and much more up ahead on Health 360. I'm Sneha Mordani. Well, when we consider health, we will almost likely involuntarily assume this is about diet, exercise, or mental well-being. Well, there is something that one would least likely involuntarily assume but is actually the most necessary, and that is our spine health. The spine is not only the structural support that enables us to walk, it is the body's pillar of support and the central line of communication between the brain and the body. This is an India Today magazine special. Take a look at this report. Our ability to walk upright. A defining trait of being human has come at a cost. As humans evolved from moving on 4 limbs to 2, the spine curved into an S shape, freeing our hands but exposing the body to new mechanical stresses. This evolutionary trade-off made the spine biologically vulnerable to wear and tear with age. Modern lifestyles are accelerating that natural decline. While spinal trauma can occur anywhere from the neck down to the tailbone, it is the lower back that remains the most common trouble spot.
These days, people have got a sitting job. In fact, sitting is the new smoking. So, whenever people are having a long time sitting job, that takes a toll on their spine and the musculature and the lower back as well as the neck.
Chronic back pain and neck problems are affecting the younger population. Anatomically, the spine is one of the body's most intricate structures, both a pillar of skeleton and a highway of nerves. Its stacked bones shield the spinal cord, the central channel for messages between the brain and the rest of the body. When trouble strikes here, the fallout can affect movement, sensation, and everyday function for years.
Once you have the back pain, it limits your mobility as well as the function. And overall, since you don't make the changes, it becomes chronic. But lifestyle, since it changes from pretty much a young age group, hence younger population are also impacted with this particular problem.
Obesity adds another layer of risk, overloading discs and joints, while obesity-related muscle loss and inflammation worsen pain. Nutrition, often overlooked, has a part to play too. Vitamin D deficiency softens vertebrae. Magnesium shortages impair calcium absorption. Stress, experts say, is perhaps the most underestimated factor.
Whenever you have stress, the body goes in fight and flight response, wherein some hormones are secreted, that is cortisol and adrenaline, that basically causes spasm of the lower back, the neck muscles, and the shoulder. Once you undergo these spasm, this changes the body's posture, because of which you go in a bit of stoop posture, which also impacts you.
Let's now take a look at the emerging new treatments for back pain. Robotic spine surgeries, which use robotic arms to place screws or implants. Millimeter level accuracy. It improves surgical precision. total disc replacement, which replaces a damaged spinal disc with an artificial one, preserving natural motion. Augmented reality navigation that allows surgeons to see internal structures overlaid in real time during surgery. It improves safety and accuracy in complex spinal procedures. Minimally invasive spine surgery that uses incisions to treat disc problems, nerve compression, minimal blood loss, faster recovery. Stem cell and regenerative therapy that uses special repair cells and body platelet, rich plasma used to boosting healing, ease pain. So how do you really care for your spine? Let's tell you a little about posture and motion. Keep moving, prevent stiffness, maintain spinal flexibility. Your core is your armor, and core strength is absolutely important. A strong core, meaning a stable spine. Do planks, bridges. Swimming is an excellent exercise to build muscle. Lighten the load, carry weight evenly even if it is heavy. Avoid sudden lifting to reduce uneven stress. Listen to the whispers, early signs. If there is stiffness, mild discomfort, or tingling, identify and address these problems. Speak with your doctor. What about ergonomics? It's everywhere. Invest in a chair with a lumbar support. Sit at a desk at the right height. Your computer screen should be at your eye level. A self-published report claims a link between childhood vaccinations and autism, strongly promoted by Zoho founder Sridhar Vembu. Doctors and public health experts warn this misinformation could harm decades of public health progress in India. The resurfacing of vaccine autism claims and reveals how easily misinformation can travel when scientific literacy is low and trust in institutions is fragile. The rise of social media amplifies claims of this kind, still divorced from context or evidence. For now, the medical consensus really is that vaccines do not cause autism.
It is a question that has been raised time and again, and one that has divided opinions like no other. Are vaccines behind autism? A new study done by the McCullough Foundation has linked vaccination to autism, saying that it is the dominant risk factor for autism spectrum disorder. It says autism's rise is multifactorial, but vaccination is the most significant, preventable driver. Doctors have argued that those who are behind this study are known as anti-vaxxers.
Well, one of the authors of the study, Andrew Wakefield, was in fact behind the 1998 study that drew a link between MMR vaccine and autism and was published in the journal Lancet at that point in time. It all started years ago with this paper that was first published, like I mentioned, in the Lancet, that indicated a link between MMR vaccines and autism. But it was deeply flawed. The story was later on retracted in the year 2010. The largest study ever on this, which is actually a Danish study, found no association between childhood vaccines and 50 different health conditions. This includes autism, asthma, and autoimmune diseases, is what doctors have been pointing at. Also saying, most importantly, that this new study has not even been peer-reviewed. Back home in India, Zoho founder Sridhar Vembu, whose child is autistic, supported this study, inviting backlash on social media.
This report is not a peer-reviewed study that's published in any reputed journal. It is just a report of a foundation that is well known for its anti-vaccine stance. Unfortunately, people without a background of healthcare training and statistics are easily fooled by such reports.
I don't think there is an association between autism and vaccine. Besides, these studies are very few in number. So some studies have 10 to 12 subjects, and you can't extrapolate that kind of a data to the general population.
According to recent estimates by the World Health Organization and partners, global immunization efforts have saved around 154 million lives over the past 50 years. This estimate covers vaccination against 14 diseases such as measles, polio, tuberculosis, hepatitis from around 1974 to 2024. Of the 154 million lives saved, over 100 million were infants, which is children under the age of 1 in that time span. Vaccinations currently prevent an estimated 3.5 to 5 million deaths per year from diseases like diphtheria, tetanus, pertussis, influenza, measles. In 2024, Gavi supported vaccines saved a record-breaking 1.7 million lives, which is 4 lakh more than the year 2023.
There's a strong genetic component which is the cause for autism. It's a neurodevelopmental disorder. Perinatal factors, postnatal factors, the environmental toxins that the mother is exposed to. I feel we should be very careful when we go publicly and share vaccines and autism as a cause and a correlation.
A 2018 review in Cellular and Molecular Life Sciences says, and I quote, epidemiological studies demonstrate no evidence for vaccination posing an autism risk. Autism is strongly heritable. It's genetics. It's a major driver of risk. The only concerns are, of course, regarding a reporting mechanism on vaccine side effects and conflict of interest as far as pharmaceutical companies supporting pro-vaccine studies are concerned.
Healthcare industry needs to resolve a lot of conflict of interest that has come up over the years. Not many know that 70% of clinical trials of not just vaccines but all pharma products are actually funded by the pharma companies. This makes people question the trial outcomes.
In 100 children worldwide have autism spectrum disorder, and its prevalence rate has been rising by about 0.07% per year globally. This controversial new study, though not peer-reviewed, has again opened up a Pandora's box on what really is the reason behind rising cases of autism across the world.
All right, there's a fair amount of chatter nowadays around inflammation, and viral anti-inflammatory diets have got all of us wondering if these viral hacks work or not. Now, one such diet is the anti-inflammatory diet, as suggested and tried by dietitian Richa Gangani. She is now joining us. Richa, thank you so much for your time. We've seen your personal journey as well. Richa, you did say that you yourself have lost about 7 kilograms in 21 days, 3 inches. You look great. Tell us, how did you achieve this, Richa?
So I followed a very simple, easy anti-inflammatory diet consisting intermittent fasting methods. I ate very simple food जो घर में बनता है. I made sure that I eat enough protein to avoid the muscle loss, because obviously I lost 7 kilos in 21 days, which may seem a lot in 21 days, but I did a simple anti-inflammatory diet consisting of foods that are rich in protein, rich in fiber, rich in fat. So it reduces the inflammation in body. For example, I ate eggs, chawal, your more veggies, greens. I made sure I have some anti-inflammatory drinks in my diet to reduce the inflammation, bloating, and that constant puffiness.
Okay, so tell us, you mentioned anti-inflammation drinks, and what are those really? And before that, I also want to ask you, since this is a very, common question, what really is inflammation, and how did you feel that you were inflamed?
So inflammation is your body's inner fire. जब तक वो थोड़ी है, it's good for your body. Your body is healing, okay? But once it grows too much in your body, it becomes very difficult for your body to handle inflammation. Constant bloating, constant constipation, you are feeling fatigue all the time, you are lazy, lethargic, you can't lose weight, okay? Your skin is breaking out, you have darkness around your mouth, around your neck, and joint pain and everything. So these are common symptoms of chronic inflammation. And inflammation could be anywhere in your body. It could be in your bones, skin, muscles, anywhere.
You've also given out details of what you're eating. I understand you're eating pretty early, way early before you go to bed, and a lot of conversation around that as well. Tell us how that really contributes to weight loss.
So I finish my window. I follow intermittent fasting. So I finish my window somewhere around 7. After 7, I don't eat. I just be on my herbal teas, water till next morning 12:30 p.m. Because I follow IF. So I follow a window of 18 hours of fasting and 6
Okay.
hours of eating. When you stop eating 3 to 4 hours before your bed, your insulin goes down because your insulin takes, it's an hormone. It takes 4 hours to go down. If you are constantly eating and eating near to your bedtime, there's no way you are giving time to your insulin to go down, and that will automatically become a fat storing machine. Then your body is storing too
Right.
much of fat because your insulin is always high.
I get that,
Yeah.
Tell us about your morning concoction. Much talked about morning concoction. I've seen those videos that have gone viral. How does that really work? And what's the science behind the ingredients that you've picked? The beauty of it, viewers, we'd like to tell is that everything is in your kitchen. So it's
Yes.
not anything fancy. And I think that is something that Richa has been stressing on, isn't it, Richa?
So anything that is fancy, that is organic, is something you should not follow. Always follow what is available locally. Always follow what is available in your kitchen so you don't feel like, oh, I have to do that. Oh, I have to make that. Oh, I have to cook that. So the concoction that I talked about is a very simple but a very powerful concoction, including your raw turmeric, your ginger, your black peppercorns, your kalonji seeds, and a teaspoon of any fat. I take MCT oil. You can take ghee, coconut oil, olive oil, whatever you prefer or suits your body. So I start taking this concoction every single morning. I am taking this from last, I don't even remember how many months. It's like a routine how I start my day. Because if you don't start your day right, I am sure you don't do right things throughout the day.
Right. All right. All right. I'm going to thank you, Richa, for joining in and sharing your thoughts with us on that. Thank
Thank you
you.
so much.
It's time for a quick commercial break here on the show. Much more news around health, wellness, and fitness on the other side.